Good morning, CSL.
Good morning, St. Louis, Missouri.
Good morning, Mary Jean.
Good morning, Reverend Larry. I want
Wow, we
to
haven't done this routine before.
welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living,
Where
where the women are beautiful
the men are handsome.
and everybody is on a spiritual path of deepening and expanding.
And the kids are sweet.
And the kids are wonderful. My fervent prayer is that pretty soon we have our junior church up and running again and our youth program so that we can get the kids back in here to remember who they are. So pray
Yeah.
that with me, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, what's up today?
Uh, what's up today?
Yeah,
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
you can tell because people are out in it.
Yeah, no, people just come in a little bit late when it's a beautiful
Oh,
day.
they're riding their bicycles, watching their phones,
Yeah.
and us.
And my sister's on her way to Kansas City. So, hi, Sissy, if you're watching. Okay.
That's cool. Can you imagine driving a car and watching television?
I know.
I mean, at one point it was you had the big screens in the back, the kids could watch, and it was like, that's a revolution. Now, you got a phone, and you can drive along, and you can notice the people that are watching their phones because they're going like this. Yeah.
I don't watch my phone when I'm driving, but could you tell me which Sunday this is in the month of October? Then Joni is doing announcements.
Yay.
Come on up, Joni. How can the 16th be the 3rd? It should be the 2nd, but go ahead.
We had an extra month and an extra day in there.
So this, maybe I'll do this part because you may not know what it's talking about. Last week, Maddie, our 26-year-old assistant, decided to take on a fundraising for CSL all by herself. So she went down. Yeah, that is great. I think you should clap for her. She went down to TJ Pizzas. They sent us out some. We could try them. We get 40% profit from everything that people buy. We have to buy 100 a minimum to begin putting the order in, and I think we have 70 sold. So my quest is some of those that were sold are on a sheet of paper that we didn't have the credit card working last week. So if you go into the bookstore, you can pay for your order. It will be there. And if you go in the bookstore and create a new order to get that last 30, that would be very much appreciated. Okay? And then we'll do it until we get the 100 or more, and then we'll order them all, and they will be sent. They will be brought here. Oh, right. I'm sorry. It's not just pizza. It's also cookie dough. It's also pies, cheesecake. I could look at it on this side. Frozen desserts, bread and bake. It's gourmet pizza, thick crust pizza, thin crust pizza, St. Louis style pizza. Something that looked really good was original gooey butter cake. So anyway, you can go look at that in the bookstore, and please help her get to 100 items. Thank you. And now for Joni.
Thank you, Mary Jean. Yeah, ask your friends and neighbors too. I have gotten several orders that way. So thank you again to all who've contributed to our parking lot. We're still raising money to finish our final payment. You can donate in the bookstore with cash, check, credit card, jewelry, real estate, cars. You might need your car. We're also having a costume day on Sunday, October 30th. You're welcome to wear your Halloween disguise and participate in the best costume contest after service. We'll have cider and goodies, so it'll be a spooky Sunday. Before you know it, Thanksgiving will be here, and we'd like to have you over for dinner. As you know, CSL has hosted dinner on Thursday afternoon for Thanksgiving for a number of years. And to help us get this feast together, we'd ask you to sign up in the lobby to help out. We have a sign-in sheet in the lobby for all who plan to come so we can get a head count. And our wonderful Tony Bardal is providing the turkeys again this year. Thank you, Tony. So it'll help us know how many turkeys to get. And Patrice, Brenda, and Lisa are our hostesses this year. So sign up, invite your family, think about what you want to bring in terms of sides, and make sure we have potatoes and gravy. Got to cover the basics, and we'll have a wonderful feast together. In that spirit, we're collecting canned goods and boxed goods for Loaves and Fishes, a charity that we've supported for a number of years. Mary Jean suggests, see if you can find products whose names begin with the same letter as your own name. For example, Mary Jean might bring mustard, macaroni, Miracle Whip, and mixed vegetables. So I can bring jelly beans. The collection basket is under the coat rack, and we want to try to make sure that all of our friends and neighbors have enough to eat during this season. Lastly, Slaying Dragons will perform in Scott Hall on November 18th, 19th, and 20th. They need a volunteer to run lights and sound, so if you've got some technical skills, they'd appreciate your help. It's very simple, and you'll get to see the show for free and a free meal too. I mean, that sounds great. Tom Moore, would you like to tell us more about Slaying Dragons? Who they are, what they do? And Tom, you can see Tom to volunteer too.
Thanks, Joni. Slaying Dragons is a small local drama company that focuses on raising awareness around mental health issues. Their slogan is giving mental health a stage, and we've been doing shows now for 12 years. Kind of a small outfit, and we're constantly looking for venues to perform in, and we're going to be doing it here next month. And this particular event that we're doing in November 18th through the 20th is focused on raising funds, and so we're going to be doing some kind of representative scenes from different plays that we've done. It's not like a play that we're going to present, but it's 3 different plays will be represented in part. One is about a lady with schizophrenia, and in case that scares you, it's actually kind of funny. It's got quite a bit of humor in it. There will be a monologue from a play about a man from the wars who has PTSD, and then the third play that we're going to be presenting is about 2 elderly sisters who are faced with their entire lives being destroyed because of a dam being built that will flood their valley. So, and the whole show is probably under an hour and a half, I would say. And it gets kind of complicated, and I'm not going to get into it now, but the main fundraising night is Saturday night, and that's when we're having the meal, a buffet and all that. So
Thank you, Tom.
I can give you the link to get to where you buy your tickets online.
Okay.
Thanks,
So if you'd
Tom.
li-
Make up a flyer.
So if you'd like to volunteer to help support the show, please see Tom. If you're here for the first time, please raise your hand. The ushers have a welcome packet for you. Any first-timers? Welcome. Thank you for coming. Have a great Sunday.
Oh, goody. Could some nice person dim the lights?
They don't even have to be nice to dim them.
Yay. Good morning. My name is Carla. I'm part of the prayer team, and I'm going to help us just get centered in, and I am available after service if anything's you want prayer for. Just grab me, and we'll go behind the little partition here. So I'm going to close my eyes and center. I invite you to do the same. Feet on the floor, hands in your lap, deep breath in. And I hear the music of the harp. And I'm just very emotional today. I'm just thinking of love and beauty and all the changes coming about with our autumn season. I think it's my favorite season, I'm not sure. So as I focus on the words that mean God to me, so God to me is definitely love and light and joy, peace and patience and kindness. Think of those things and how does that make you feel? Think about something that makes you feel so beautiful and wonderful and connected. That's God. That's love. So I invite us to focus on that right now as we move into a space of connection and love and alignment. So knowing that God is in me, as me, through me, as Carla, I know that the words I speak have great power because I am a child of God. I am the divine beloved. So the words I speak right now are for myself, for increased alignment, for increased love. And I speak my word for this community of loving beings, the Center for Spiritual Living. As we raise our vibration for everyone around us who comes in contact with us. We raise our vibration for this center, for this community, for this country, for the world and the universe. We are ever evolving up, ever evolving more. And I bless this service. It's a service of healing and love. And I bless the ministers and everyone who has a hand in keeping this place a beacon of light. So I call the service good. I ask for healing for anything that might be on anyone's heart and all our people who have put their name in the prayer list, the ministry of prayer. And if you're in agreement, I ask that you say, and so it is.
And so it is.
So I let it be. Amen.
Jim. Thought for the day, then the prayer.
Good morning, CSL.
Morning.
I am Jim, and
Hi, Jim.
this quote comes from The Power of Commitment. Has anybody in here ever had any growth opportunities lately? I've always been kind of a slow learner, and this kind of fit me. Mary Jean reached around, gave me the quote, and I said, "Oh my God, that's so true." It usually gets me motivated when I do make commitments, and miracles do come. They flow, and it's not until I make the decision that they usually come. So it takes two, our higher power and ourselves. So anyways, enough of my sermon for one day. Okay. We are not bound by a commitment until we have reached a point where failure to keep it becomes unthinkable.
Ooh.
Hey. Douglas Yeaman and Noel McInnes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Morning. We're going to
Morning.
do a song by Karen Drucker, which I'm sure all of you know very well, called There Is Only Love. In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am, letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes and see there is only love.
There is only love, love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. When I lose myself, when it seems I've lost my way, when I go inside and quiet my mind, I can hear Spirit gently say, there is only love. There is only love, love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tim and Anna. That was absolutely beautiful. Give them another hand. That was incredible. Thank you. You know, before I really start talking about passing the point of no return, I want to acknowledge all the people that put together Friday night this wonderful concert, barbecue, small fire. And first of all, Skip's idea of doing the fire. Thank you, Skip. And everybody that was, just stand up. Stand up, all of you that you, yeah, Larry, stand up. It really did take a village to put that on. It was amazing. Yeah. Thank you so much for the idea. We still have all the wood in the middle of the yard. So, but it will be burned this year. I thought it was really interesting, though, that we thought the wind had stopped, but the fire department didn't. So I want to acknowledge that actually Skip answered his phone and listened to him, so we didn't get in any trouble. So. Yeah, he tried to get him to change his mind because it's like, wait, there's no wind here. But so Skip was really committed to a bonfire. And since he couldn't do the big, huge bonfire, he did a small one in an enclosed bonfire place over to the side. And the concert, they were committed to playing music and being part of it. And they did have the fire dancers. And there was probably around 100 people sitting around in their chairs. It was a glorious evening. And when we're talking about commitment this whole month, and sometimes we're a little bit committed. And you know, when you're a little bit committed is when you try. And when you try does not mean you're ever going to do it. There was a survey one time that they asked 10,000 people. Oh, thank you. I can move a little bit. They asked 10,000 people to please give a donation to this nonprofit. And all of them said they would try to. Out of 10,000 people, 200 people gave a donation. Trying doesn't get you the results you want. It's really about being so committed to the point there's no return. Sort of like if you're on an airplane, they are committed to the point of no return to land you safely. Or maybe you're having a child. Any women who have gone through childbirth? In the middle of it, you're committed to the end. Totally committed to getting it over with. So you really have to kind of look at not only what are you committed doing in this world, but what are you committed to being? Commitment is a spiritual practice. What are you committed to being? Are you committed to being loving, kind? Are you committed to the spiritual practice of meditation, of devotion, of prayer work? And you have to be so committed that it's to the point of no return. You can't not do it anymore. You're pulled by this vision and pushed sometimes into an opportunity to go deeper into who you are. Margaret Mead, how many of you heard of her? She was a great anthropologist. Somebody came up to her one day and said, Margaret, when did civilization begin? And they thought she was going to say, well, when we found the clay pots or some of the things that they had discovered. She said, I'll tell you when it began. When somebody's leg had been healed. And they said, well, what do you mean? Well, if you're an animal and you break your leg, you're going to be eaten. You can't go forage for food. Your life is basically over because there's no one to help you get well. But when civilization began helping each other, so she saw a broken leg, that bone had knitted because that person had helped to feed them, had helped to help walk them. So civilization began when people cared about one another. So do you care about one another? Raise your hand if you do. Well, civilization is definitely happening in this room. But you know, sometimes I thought that was so profound because sometimes we act like we don't care about other people. It's like, oh, well, they go do their thing and we'll do our thing. No, we are here to do all of our things. We're here to have so much love that no matter if someone is acting up, we don't dislike them. We might dislike what they're doing, but we can still love them. Because love is really that quality that brings us together, that brought us here. Love is what heals broken legs. Love is what keeps you alive. So Larry and I had a commitment for years, actually, to sell our home. And we have tried for years. Spirit kept saying, no, this is not the right time, and we would have it on the market for a few months and take it off because it got really old, keeping it perfectly clean. So we did that for a few months, and then somebody said they went online and saw that we had put it on the market like 4 times and what we had listed it as and taken it off after a few months. We weren't committed totally. Would you say that is true? Or we wouldn't have taken it off? Well, in August, I heard this voice say, it's time to sell, when I was in my meditation. And all during the year, everyone came to us and said, Mary Jean and Larry, you really need to sell your home now. Prices are up. You'll get the best money. And I said, we just moved back into it. We just bought all new furniture. I'm not moving. until I hear it from Spirit. So in August, when I heard it from Spirit, I went to Larry and said, is it okay if we put the house on the market? I just heard it's time to sell. He said, okay. We were committed at that time to the point of no return. The first day my niece had it on the market, she had 18 realtors come and look at it, and about 3 of them said, I think I have clients for it. And before we even had the first open house, we had a bid on it, and we accepted it. So we literally are past the point of no return. We have that commitment, and the commitment is to experience a new way of living, experience of freedom, experience not being tied down to yard work or painting. Like if anybody needs yard work tools, let us know. Or paint equipment. We don't have to do that anymore. And you know, when I first was in my 20s, the first house I ever bought was in Craigwoods, which is in Kirkwood. And I'm like, I want to move back to Kirkwood. So I Googled places to live in Kirkwood, and up came this apartment complex with hundreds of apartments. We went out and looked, and we found one in the back lot overlooking trees that's on the 5th floor, and it's like a loft, one room, and then you go up steps, there's another room, that's it. And we're like, you know what? We're in Kirkwood. We'll take it. What's interesting is that, so we signed up to move in November 1st. The young man called us yesterday and said, I'll tell you what, if you can pick up your keys Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, we will knock $50 off your rent every month. It's on my calendar. We're picking up those keys Monday. And I'm like, I've never heard of something like that before. That if you get the keys early, we're saving you money. Okay. I mean, I'm like, what do you expect me to say? It's like, okay, we will do that. So, but our commitment is not just for things in the material world. Our commitment is that freedom's always been one of my words when I look at values. How many of you have freedom as one of your values? Yeah. How many of you have love as one of your values? Yeah. How many have change as one of your values? Now, a lot of people don't like change, right? I'm hearing some murmurs, not change. Stay out of my business. But what happens is that life is about change. We are on this planet to love, to create, and to let go of fear. Fear, if you don't like change, is because there's a fear that change will make things different. And you know what? Change does make things different. But it can be better. Change is a normal part of life. It's the fear that keeps us stuck. What's an acronym for fear? False evidence appearing real. There's some others that are kind of cool aside from that one. One of them is feeling excited and ready. Woohoo. When you start fearing, what if you changed it to feeling excited and ready for some kind of change? Larry and I have no clue what it's like to live in 1,000 square feet, because for 22 years, we lived in way too many square feet. So I'm excited. And I'm excited and ready to see what fits in 1,000 square feet. Not my closet. You're right about that. Encore is taking a lot of our stuff. And then 1-800-I-GOT-JUNK. I'm calling for the rest of it. And if anybody has things that they want to buy for less, I mean, come over. But you know, I love that, letting go of the fear, because there is a little bit, this is a huge change for us. You know that. A huge change. Somebody said, well, what does it happen to our Christmas parties? We don't have one. We'll have it here. And other people can host it. And we'll come and help. life is about change, and it's about letting go of fear. So if you let go of fear, and there's another one, face everything and rise. Fear. Face everything and rise. My favorite though is feeling excited and ready. So what happens in life is we're so committed to people, places, and things that we forget sometime that our biggest commitment has to be within here, within yourself. The biggest commitment is living your spiritual values. Your biggest commitment is just embracing the world and finding somebody maybe you don't know real well and say hi. In fact, take a second and turn to somebody around you and say, hi, glad you're here. Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Hi, I'm glad you're here. You know, sometimes we stop commitment. There was a time in my life where I was committed to learning how to be an artist and do Chinese art. And I was taking lessons in how to do Chinese art with all these brushes and inks and all this stuff that I got down in Chinatown and San Francisco. And I just was so excited about doing it. And somebody came over and looked at my first piece. Now, I had only been doing it for a week, but they went, ooh. I still have those inks closed up in a drawer somewhere. Because I thought, wow, if I'm not good at that, I'm not going to keep going. And now I realize the commitment is to my own creativity. So then I started painting glasses. How many of you have one of my painted glasses? Well, there's a whole bunch of them that are going on a garage sale. It's like, I don't give up now anymore that easily. If I want to do something different, I do it. Like I brought a huge box of jewelry over for Brenda to do her art with. And I have 2 more boxes at home when I can find them. It's like getting rid of things. Lightening the load. Being free from all of the books and attachments. And I have actually still 2 dolls. One I got when I was 4 years old. It was my Billy doll. And one I got when I was 6 years old. It's my redhead doll. I have carried those around since I was 4 and 6. I even have a bed for them. They won't fit in our new apartment. Larry made me promise I can let go of them. But seriously, I walk around the house blessing it to the new owners, going, I can release you to the highest and greatest good. The new owners will love you. That's what life's about. If there's an empty chair, instead of going, oh, where are they today? Bless the chair for the next person that comes next week, that they're filled up. The principles we teach here at the Center for Spiritual Living are principles that every child, every teenager, every young adult, every old adult should know how to use and have in their toolbox. Do you agree with me? Everyone should know that when something is happening that maybe they don't like, that they can stop and they can go cancel and they can go step into the presence and power of spirit, that divine energy, that divine intelligence. Like Jesus said, it's done in you as you believe. I and my Father are one. Well, what he meant was also, because if you read a lot of what he said, which wasn't a whole lot, but he said, you and the Father are one also. You and the intelligence of the universe are one. You and the force. What did Yoda say? May the force be with you. And it is with you. Let's say it together. The force is with me. That's what Jesus was talking about. The force is with us. That opportunity to be all that we came here to be. So you have to get in the playing field. Because if you're not on the playing field, you must get involved to have an impact. Nobody is impressed with the win-loss record of the referee. Isn't that great? Nobody is impressed with the win-lose record of the referee. You have to be in the game. Last night, the Mariners played like 18 innings. My girlfriend kept texting me going, oh my God, I'm getting so bored. It's already at the 14th inning. I'm like, oh my God. And they finally lost at the 18th inning. And I said, you're lucky, because you'd be watching those every night. She goes, yeah, I know, I am. To some people, it's a gift, and to others, it's like, thank you, get me out of this. But I want to tell you the story about a little boy. His father was a baker, and he had a good voice. And the father said, I want to give you singing lessons. So he took singing lessons, and then he went to college, to teacher's college. And he went to his dad one day, and he said, Dad, I don't know which I should be, a singer or a teacher. And the dad said, well, you can't sit on two chairs. Make your choice. What are you committed to? Paparazzi decided on music. And for 7 years, he was in school. 7 years, he took professional lessons in Modena, Italy. And Luciano said, if I'm committed totally, something good will happen. And it took him 7 years of music. It took him another 7 years of study and frustration before his first professional appearance. Another 7 years to reach the Metropolitan Opera. So whatever we choose, it's the commitment to it. Choose what chair you want to sit on. I thought that was a fabulous way of looking at it. Do I want to be a spiritual teacher, student? Do I want to be somebody who's in politics that maybe isn't quite into spiritual principles, or maybe is? You know, there's a commitment. What do you want to do in this life? Are you committed to a relationship, to being in a relationship where you have fun and you tell the truth? Are you committed to living alone and maybe being bored? Are you committed to starting a new group? Here at the Center for Spiritual Living, we have come out of the closet. We no longer are, we're that's a different closet, but we no longer are following an idea that we are sick. COVID is over, and the flu is around. But that's always been around. We didn't make a big deal about it. But we're here to be able to be here. If there's something you want to do, if there's a group you want to start it. We're here to be able to support you in all that you want to do. There was a great prayer that I was reading, and I really liked the prayer. And I'm not sure how great it was because I can't find it. So maybe it wasn't that good of a prayer. But the prayer was an inner prayer of, I am so blessed to have a life that I have. I am so blessed to walk through fears and come out the other end. I am so blessed to be all that I can be. I am so blessed to have loved you. And if I haven't always been kind, please forgive me. If I have forgotten who you are, that you are the divine walking, please forgive me. But my path is to remember the truth of who you are. You are a divine being, and I am committed, over the top committed, beyond anything, committed to seeing you as the power of God in action. What are you committed to? What chair do you want to sit on? Whatever it is, commit to it today and go to the point of no return. God bless you. And so it is. Thank you. Thank you. And now would our prosperity receivers please come forward? I want to thank all of you that are automatic givers. Will you stand up, the automatic givers? It's automatically taken out of your credit card or your checking account. Let's give them a hand and say thank you. It's a spiritual practice, and if you would like to become part of that spiritual practice, Marsha Walton, will you stand up? Marsha's the one you see. Everything is confidential. She'll sign you up, and you tell her how much you want to take out every month. When I started doing that on my Southwest credit card, we have now 245,000 points on our credit card. I can travel anywhere Southwest goes. Now, all of them didn't come from here. Our house went down and we bought our new furniture on it also. But it's a commitment to giving, a commitment to spiritual life. Whatever is your commitment today, whatever you choose to give, I just bless it. I bless you to the highest and greatest good, and know that Spirit is guiding you, guarding you, moving you forward. And I declare that today you sit on one chair. And for this I give thanks. And so it is. And now for our fabulous musicians, Anna and Tim.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tim and Anna. You guys are fabulous. Thank you. Today, or now it's time for prayer. Would our prayer team please come forward? And if anybody needs special prayer afterwards, there's chairs over in the confessional. All right. So Sherry is going to move us into the temple of wholeness. Take a deep breath. Recognize that power and presence of Spirit is my life and your life right now. There's only the one. Intelligence, love, energy, focus. If there's anybody that you have on your mind that you need prayer for, please call out their name now. Richard. Call out your name, Mary Jane. And I know right now in this chamber of love that every word that has been spoken, every person who has been mentioned, right now experiences the wholeness of Spirit. That we draw forth within them that perfection in their body, mind, and soul. That whatever is needed for their highest and greatest good, they are guided to it perfectly, step by step, moment by moment. I know that commitment to spiritual growth is deepened today, to going beyond what we've ever gone before. We let go of the fear and we step forward acknowledging that we are on a spiritual path and we're on it together. So I bless everybody in this spiritual community, knowing that it is a forward-moving community of love and creativity and possibilities, and that we're called forth to make a stand as Spirit. We make a stand for love, for connection, for community. I bless each one here today. I allow and accept miracles for everyone. Knowing this is so, I let it be. And as we say together, and so it is. Thank you. Do you have something to say? Here.
If just a few people would be willing to stay after 15 or 20 minutes to help maybe clean the backyard here, and there's some tables that need to be brought in. We just need a few extra people to help out if that's possible. Mike's already, Carlos, you know you got to do it. You don't get it. Carlos doesn't get a choice.
Okay, thank you. I think one table was brought in earlier. I just got a text message from somebody that there is a Deja Vu estate sale service that will come out and sell everything that we own. Well, that's interesting. No. They can't, no one can really hear you, and it's being, no, people around the world, because this is, we stream it. No, you either come and use the microphone. Okay, here's a story from Mike.
Star Wars scene. Yoda and Luke, their engine on their fireplane is damaged, and they wind up crashing on this little planet, and they wind up on a spit of land surrounded by water. And Yoda asks Skywalker, "Are you going to fix the engine?" And Skywalker says, "Well, I'm going to try." And Yoda says, "That is your problem, Skywalker. You try. Do or do not do. No trying."
Thank you, Mike. That's so true. And now for our closing song by the dynamic duo. Thank you also, Sherry.
Oh. So when Anna and I were deciding what songs to do, she said, "Let's do Imagine by John Lennon." And so we've been working on it, and it seems like every time we do it, it comes out different. We keep adding things and taking things out, and so what you're going to hear right now has never been played before. So you get an original version. Make sure I'm in the right key.
Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no country. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for. No religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will be as one. Imagine no possession. Wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. Hope someday you'll join us, and the world will be as one. someday you'll join us. And the world is
Thank you.
And now for our closing affirmation. Thank you so much. I love that song. Larry, would you help Jake?
I just thought somebody went unacknowledged throughout this whole thing, and I'd like Larry. I'd just like you to stand up. You slaved over that grill the whole night. I really appreciate that you did that. We couldn't have had the event without you, and I just want to acknowledge you because you do so many things behind the scenes, and a lot of us don't realize how much you do, and we just really appreciate you. And my friend said the burgers were fantastic. So thank you. And Mary Jean, of course, we love you, and you're the leader of the flock here. We love you.
Thank you. You are so sweet. Thank you for all your ideas. Keep coming up with them. We have new ideas going to be showing up from Mary and Larry's Garage team, too, so stay tuned. Let's stand up and do our closing affirmation. And I want to thank Jake. He has been here over a year doing our streaming. We love you, Jake. Thank you so much. And I love his new wife. In case you don't know, his new wife is my granddaughter, Kayla. See what happens when you help around here? Yeah, you get a beautiful new wife. So let's do our closing affirmation today. Today I stand committed, and I'm not turning back. Not now, not ever. And I see Cora and Chris back there. Thank you so much for Final Veil on Friday night. You were amazing. And the fire dancers, I loved being able to watch you on the parking lot and really get into it. Thank you so much for being there, and your music's wonderful. Thank you. Again, thank you, everybody. Let's do this affirmation one more time. Today I stand committed, and I'm not turning back. Not